Just to answer your question about the cell danger response and the link to memories. So, for example, how do we know not to get too close to the fire? How do we know not to put our hands on the stove? It's a memory, okay? Because when we were very little, we learnt that if you go close to a fire, you're going to get burned. Okay, so the brain then stores that memory in the amygdala. That's where all our memories are, the huge, huge filing cabinet, the huge database of all our memories are there in the amygdala, so that everything is linked to memories. Okay, so particularly the cell danger response and particularly our nervous system. Whatever's happening in our nervous system is happening via cell danger response via memories. Okay, so there's a little video on YouTube that I did with another group explaining all the different ways that memories are showing up in our life. Every time we triggered, that's a memory. Every thought you have is a memory. Every feeling that you have is a memory. The sensations that you feel in your body, that tightness and the holding of your breath and all those different things that you feel in your body are all linked to memories. Okay, what you see, what you hear, just yeah, it's really fascinating when you start thinking about it and looking at it, that, oh my goodness, yes, because we think they just kind of pop into our head, we just think that they just come from out there somewhere, but they're actually coming from within our brain, of the experiences that we're holding on to in our brain. Because and that's why each one of us here, if we were exposed to a certain experience, every one of us will react to that experience in a different way. And I see this in our group, when people respond in different ways to people's symptoms and their experiences. And you'll notice there'll be a whole myriad of different replies and different reactions and different responses, because we've all had different experiences, which are our memories. Okay. So before we start, I think we've probably given long enough for people to join, and I'll keep let them in as they come. But what I wanted to do is, first of all, just very quickly, if anyone has any questions, if you've watched the video, if you listen to the podcast, the memory video particularly is a really important one to watch, the research one, to get a good understanding of how memories function in the brain and how they're neuroplastic, that they can be changed. So it doesn't matter what traumatic memory that you have, even memories that you don't remember. People tell me all the time that, oh, but I don't remember. That's not a problem, because triggers are memories, right? Thoughts are memories, feelings are memories, images are memories. So if you don't have particular memories, don't be concerned about it. There are ways to be able to access those memories. Okay. So first of all, yeah, if you want to stay off camera, feel free to stay off camera, change your name if you want to, and let's go ahead with any questions anyone has, and then we'll go into the demonstration. And I thought today the demonstration, we may focus it on um, this holiday season that's coming up and what's happening for us, because I want you all to have a lovely time, a wonderful holiday season. I'm certainly planning to. And so if I can help you to create, a wonderful um, season ahead of you, then we can focus on that today. Okay. So Jess, Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm actually watching from the US. I know this is like the Australia time one, but I made sure to program it so I could
Thank
be
you.
here. I just had a question about as far as memory reprocessing, this sort of work, is it something that you can or you recommend doing on your own? Is it possible to do it on your own, or is it always better to have like a coach or a therapist or somebody to do it with?
If you have, a lot of traumatic memories, if you have memories that, continually triggering you, definitely, work with someone who can guide you, who understands and knows the nature of memories and how they impact the brain and our symptoms, our behaviors, our thoughts and feelings, etc. Minor ones. So, what I usually do is I encourage people to do several sessions with me. I send out what I call my cell danger response memory prompt list. So we look at all the ways that the brain may be signaling danger, and that's these five different ways. So there's the emotional, the psychological, environmental, so that's the viruses, I'm working with so many people at the moment who with long COVID, but where they really were impacted the most was all the fear around when COVID was first happening and we were shut down during the pandemic. So the cell danger response, even though they have long COVID now, the cell danger response is pointing to all the fear that they had during that time. Okay. And so it was keeping this illness going. So emotional, psychological, environmental, physical. So there'll be like physical injuries, surgeries, lots of things like that that will be still signaling danger in the body. So for example, I've worked with many people with CRIPS, chronic regional pain syndrome. It's a debilitating condition, and it all started from something as simple as just whiplash. I'm driving along in the car, someone's hit me from behind. I have whiplash. Now I have pain throughout my body. So the brain is signaling danger. Okay. And so then there's the spiritual aspect as well. There's a lot of people where their brain's signaling danger because they feel so alone and disconnected and just not supported and not loved and not accepted like they belong in community and family. So all these five ways is what I'm looking for that could be signaling danger, and they will all be memories. Okay. And so, yeah, I encourage people to do those big ones with me or with a practitioner. And then I always teach them how to do the minor ones themselves. Just like I'm demonstrating to you today, you can work on minor memories yourself, and they can still have a massive impact on the nervous system. Okay.
Okay, thank
Anyone
you.
else? What is considered minor? Yes, good question, Claudia. Hope I'm pronouncing your name okay. Minor ones, when you step into them, when you observe them, look at them, feel them, the emotional charge will be less. So the emotional charge that you'll feel, try and keep it to around 5 if you can. So thank you for that question. Really important. And as I've mentioned in other sessions, we can be choosing a minor memory, but other ones will want to pop in as well. Sometimes we get flooded with memories because this is a new neural circuits that we're working with in the brain, and suddenly the brain goes, woohoo, you're finally addressing this. I'm going to give you all of them. so so there's a little technique that you can use where you can just kind of push those memories to one side. I even like using my hand to do that, to signal, and just kind of say to them, look, you can just wait your turn. I'm working on this one right now. Okay, you actually have that control of your unconscious, which is where all the memories are. Okay, you can do that. Just gonna let Em in. Hi, Em, welcome. So, yeah, any other questions? Did that make sense, Natalie? Sorry, Claudia.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Another little technique you can use if lots of memories start coming in on your mind or when you're going to work on today is just imagine there's a shelf in front of you and pop them all just there on the shelf. They can wait till next time. Okay. So anyone else? Em, you've just come in. Do you have any questions around memories, around cell danger response and nervous system? Jazz?
Yes, I just had another question. I was just going to ask, why do you think that? Because in my case, a lot of the traumas that I've had has been kind of like shared within my whole family, my immediate family, because I still live at home with everybody. So the things that have
Mhm.
happened in the past few years that I think have affected me, it seems that it's only affecting me. Why do you think some people are more sensitive than others? And it seems like only the cell danger response thing only happened to me.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I have this same discussion with my family. Often we'll all be discussing an event, that happened when we were growing up, and each one of us will see that event and process that event in a very different way. And there's been some really great twin studies done on this and how it happens, to show that even twins, um, if each one has had different experiences throughout their life. So your experiences, Jess, that you've had since the moment you were conceived. That's where I like to start. And if you want to know more about that, Dr. Gabor Mate's latest book covers this, that all our experiences are already being imprinted from the moment that we're conceived. And so your experience when from the time that you were conceived and then your time in the womb has an impact again as you're born, the way that you're born, and then as you're growing up, all your experiences are totally unique to you, okay? And so you will process your experiences very differently to the rest of the people in our family. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think there was another book that I haven't read yet, but I actually bought it and I'm going to start it soon. It's called "It Didn't Start With You," that kind of talks about that
Oh,
as well, about
yes. I
yeah,
love that book. I love that book.
yeah,
Yeah,
generational
really.
trauma and I guess trauma from conception, like you said. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And absolutely generational trauma. Even though all your family, like all your siblings, right, will
Hmm.
carry the gene from the generational trauma, but then there'll be your parents, they'll have different experiences as well,
Hmm.
which they bring into the family. Okay.
Hmm. Yes,
So
very
yeah,
interesting.
you're on the right track in understanding that. And
Hmm.
the
Yeah,
twin
it just
study is a really good one as well.
yes, very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. In anyone else? There's a good opportunity here to pick my brain. Okay. So how does everyone feel about the holiday season coming up, I want to focus on that. And what you can do is it's a bit difficult for me to see the chats. So if you can, maybe unmute and just tell me, and I'm just going to write down some of these things because whatever you share, other people are probably going to be feeling in a similar way. So we're all going to help each other. It's called borrowing the benefits. As human beings, we're all just so connected, emotionally connected to each other. We all feel the same range of emotions, no matter what they are. We know them. We all know sadness. We all know frustration. We all know anger, disappointment, and hurt, and all these emotions. So, what I would like you to do, a few people, is just to share with me how you are feeling about the holiday season coming up. And then what I thought we'd do is then I'll be asking you, so you can start thinking about this already. Then I'll be asking you what it is that you want instead, what it is that you'd like to experience instead. And then we'll choose a memory, a minor memory that may be related to. And I always find around this period of time, I'm already starting to think about past Christmases, past holiday seasons, and whatever happened before will be starting to creep in. And so that's what I'd like to focus on today. So, would somebody like to unmute and just tell me some of the things? Here's Marin joining us. Hi, Marin. Would somebody like to tell me a couple of things that they are concerned about with the holiday season coming up, with Christmas, whatever it means to you? I know everyone doesn't celebrate Christmas, so that's why I like to call it the holiday season. For me, I have some disappointment. Anyone
Is it
else?
just like,
Oh,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I think two of us just meant to go at the same time. That's okay. Whoever else is going, feel free to speak first.
I've already spoken a lot. You can go.
Oh,
Go ahead, Kylie.
yeah, it's Kylie. So I'm having a world of technical problems here. So I think but you can hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. All
nothing to
good.
do with you. I've just got a few tech things going on in the background.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like for me, the experience I'm having at the moment is that December is a very busy month with all the end of year kind of school things and plus Christmas prepping and trying to finish up work and all that type of thing. And I find
Yeah.
myself speeding up. And then I'm
Yes.
noticing that the emotion associated with that is fear. I have a fear that
Mm-hmm.
not consciously expanding, like forcefully expanding. So my background is with long COVID and chronic fatigue syndrome and POTS and that type of
Yeah.
thing. That
Mm-hmm.
I can see there's this like subconscious fear that I shouldn't be speeding up. I don't know how articulate that is, but even though I'm in
Very
my
clear.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
very clear,
it's
Kylie.
even though I'm not like I've learnt from the past and I'm still like, I'm trying to building time for rest and restoration, but as soon as I get busy, I just feel the fear coming back.
Yes. Yes, yes. It triggers that fear, right? And what's your worst case scenario fear?
I think the worst case scenario is just that like I've come so far, like I went from being quite severe to now being, functional but symptomatic, and my fear is kind of losing the level of functioning that I've gained so far.
Yes, yes. A real fear, right?
Yeah,
So losing that level of
yeah,
functioning that you've obviously worked hard, and
yeah,
congratulations for
yeah,
getting there.
yeah.
Well done you. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, definitely this will help you, Carly, for sure.
Thank
Okay, and
you.
once you learn this, tapping is just a small part of it. I like the tapping aspect because it's so quick. It's accessible, it's simple, it's easy to remember. There's many, many, many different ways that you can use these tools and techniques, but the tapping part of it, I really love. And, I've been doing it for 12 years every day. Someone asked me the other day, oh, um, do you ever run out of things to tap on? And I'm like, no, never, because we're always thinking, we're always feeling, we're always being triggered, you know? So there's always something. We're emotional beings. Our brain is like 85% emotional. So we're always feeling emotions coming and going, coming and going. And so tapping is really quick and easy to be able to get ourselves back to emotional regulation. So no matter how busy you are, no matter how fearful that you feel, you can bring yourself back to homeostasis. You can bring yourself, you can center yourself, you can ground yourself just by using this simple little technique. Okay. Anyone else? Any fears? Any concerns? Any worries?
I I have I'm torn over Christmas because I absolutely love Christmas with my in-laws, which is I know is unusual. Absolutely love it. It's just such a nice 2 days together. It's my family that I just the second my parents arrive, I am ready to go. I am ready to fight. I have this like I think I'm just so defensive and I'm just in battle mode the second that they step through the door.
So your parents are signaling danger, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And do you know why?
There's a lot of deep-seated stuff
Lots of
from my
memories.
childhood.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot of memories. You have a big filing cabinet of memories
yeah.
of your
I think
parents being dangerous.
there's a lot of resentment, and I feel like I have to parent upwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I feel like they're judging my parenting, which is very different from their parenting for a very good reason. Um,
Yes.
and so, um, my husband actually just came down with COVID, and we're supposed to do
Oh,
Christmas
dear.
with my family early this year. And I think my little tiny household is so relieved because it means we have to postpone my parents getting here.
Oh dear, well done, well done. Thank you for sharing that with us. And what I would say to you, Carol, is once you know this process, and there is another video if we don't cover everything today, on my YouTube channel, guiding you through working on a memory. um, what I would do with you, because your parents are your biggest trigger, and I say my biggest gift. That's where I'm going to learn the most about myself and be able to change, what I'm holding inside of myself around my parents. Is use that as a project. Like make a list, of all these memories that you have with your parents, and obviously you're going to work on minor ones yourself, okay? um and just go ahead and reprocess all of that in your brain so that your body is not signaling that danger. Okay, that would be what I would encourage you to do if you feel confident enough to do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we'll have one more and then we'll get into this. Anyone else? Is Jess still with us? Seem to have lost her now. Okay. All right. So now, this time, what I'm going to ask for is what it is that you do want. Okay. So if several people can please let me know. So obviously, Carol, you sound like you want a happy, harmonious Christmas time with your family. So something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
you know. So anyone would like to share what it is that you want, and think about your health as well, your symptoms, your health, the people in your life. What is it that you want to experience and create for yourself? Anyone?
Kylie, I think for me, I just want to create like, I don't know, just the simple things like just calm and like joy and a little bit more kind of like lightness and playfulness. Like just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I love playfulness. We don't do enough of that, right?
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Marin, I'm sure there's some lovely things that you'd like for Christmas or for the holidays.
Uh, Thanks, Lolita. Mine are pretty much the same as Kylie's. So just ease and joy and calm and, you know, those sorts of overarching feelings and mood. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, lovely. Hi, Jess, you're back. I'm just asking everyone. So we're going to choose a minor memory um, from, say a previous Christmas that wasn't such a nice experience. Um, and then what it is that you do want instead. Do you have anything to contribute? We have joy, calm, lightness, playfulness, ease. I want to feel really
So it's
comfortable in my
you said I'm
body.
picking
Hmm.
picking a bad memory or something positive.
I want at this stage, I'm just asking for positive things that you do want instead.
Okay, just I would say, yeah, joy, connection.
Connection, that's a lovely one.
Yes.
And,
I would
and
say
nobody's
gratitude. Oh,
sorry.
I would say gratitude as well.
What was that again?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Yeah, lovely. Thank you, Claudia. What
I
about some
I also
what
hope
about
to
some great Yep, sorry, Em, go ahead.
I was just saying I hope to sort of have like steady energy or like not a big fluctuation of symptoms throughout the Christmas period.
Mhm. Now, can I just mention something that just happened there, Ems? It's an interesting part of our brain that whenever we start looking towards what it is that we do want, so what you're saying is that you'd like that steady energy, your brain came in with straight away worried about the symptoms, right? What about the symptoms? What if I have a fluctuation in my symptoms? Okay. Now, I'm glad that you mentioned that because like I'm training with Dr. Howard Schubiner, and Dr. Howard Schubiner's one of his main themes is what he calls predictive processing. It's a part of the brain that will already start to predict something bad that's going to happen before it's even happened. And when we're very symptomatic, it's in hypervigilance. So I want you to just be aware of that. And we will all be like I've found myself, the last couple of weeks. just thinking back to past Christmases and stopping myself, stopping my brain from predicting that the same thing's going to happen this Christmas, right? Because that's the nature of the brain, is to do this predictive processing. So please keep that in mind. And when you notice your brain does that, bring it back to what it is that you do want. Stay focused on what it is that you do want. I want steady energy. That's what you want to be telling your brain. I want steady energy, and leave it at that. Okay. When I first started doing this work, part of the process that we do is we want to start telling the brain what it is that we do want. Okay, that's why I'm asking you this. It's really important that when you're working on a memory, that you write down a few things that you want instead. So if it's a memory of I fell off the swing when I was 3 years old, and nobody came to comfort me. No one picked me up, gave me a hug, and comforted me. So maybe that's the memory. And because of that memory still being there, we walk around, and it's not just that one memory, then there'll be other memories of where people are not there to support me when I need help. And that becomes a theme in our life. And we still continue feeling like that well into, throughout our life. We just feel like no one's there for me, because that no one was there for me when I fell off the swing when I was 3 years old. And so, if you're working on that memory, for example, you would tell yourself things like, I am always supported. People are there for me. I am cared for. I am important. So you find kind of like what it is that you want instead of what you experienced. Okay. So yeah, when I started this work, part of the process is asking people for a happy memory, and that's what you're going to be doing as well. I want you to start already thinking about a happy memory that you have. And what I noticed, quite a few people said to me, but I don't have a happy memory. I don't have any happy memories. And this is that part of the brain, right? That's already going into the predictive processing part. No, I don't have any happy memories. This one particular woman, I remember, I knew that she had children. I knew that she loved riding horses. And so I said to her, what about when you're riding your horse? How do you feel when you're riding your horse? And then she was like, oh, yeah, that's right. And what about your children? Oh, that's right. Yeah, remember when this one was born, it was just beautiful. But her brain immediately went to this predictive nature, which tends to be what we fear, what we're scared of, what we don't know as well. All right, so let's begin. So you're already thinking about your happy memory. Now, what I want you to do is, when you're all ready, I want you to just close your eyes and just notice your breathing. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Notice the seat underneath you, your feet on the floor. Just notice where your hands are. Notice your shoulders relaxing as you're just breathing in and out. Notice all the muscles in your face relaxing and your jaw relaxing as you're gently breathing in and out. And now what I'd like you to do is I want you to just notice that memory, that minor memory from Christmas past, holiday season past, that's bothered you, that's affected you, that's going to maybe show up and trigger you as you move into this busy December season. And what I want you to notice is what you see. So just see what you see. Notice the images, the colour. Notice if it's in black and white or in colour. Hear what you hear. Notice the tone of people's voices, what they're saying, the words, the sounds. Notice what you're feeling and where you feel that in your body. Just scan your body and notice where you feel it. Notice any smells, any tastes. Look around you where you are, what's happening. Everything about this memory. And I want you to give it a rating between 0 and 5 only. Keep it at that 5. And if other memories are showing up, just push them away, just pop them on that shelf and let them wait for next time. You're just focusing on this one memory right now. And now noticing everything about it and the rating that you've given it. I want you to see it and feel it for the last time. Now imagine in front of you there's a sandcastle on the beach and the wave comes in. What's going to happen to that sandcastle? It's just going to get washed away, back out into the ocean. And now what I'd like you to do is open your eyes and just look around the room, moving your eyes from side to side and up and down. And then you can roll your eyes around one way and the other way. And just look directly ahead of you and look as far into the distance as you can, just with your eyes. And now you can shake out your hands. You can shake out your shoulders. You can put a big smile on your face. And we'll start doing the tapping sequence as I like to do it. So what you do is you start on the eyebrow point and you can use as many fingers as you want to, 1 or 2, 3, however you like. You can do it on one side, you can do it on the other side, you can do it with both hands. Some people just like to massage, just very gently massage that spot. Some people like to just place their hand on their chest like this and just do this. You can also just be tapping on your fingers. So there might be situations where you want to emotionally regulate that because that's what this will help you to do, but you don't want other people to see you. So you can just do this very quietly with your fingers beside you, or you can just do this, or you can just hold your wrist like this. And this is the somatic part of the process, okay? So let's start here. And I just want you to use your own words because this is your memory and you know what's going on in your memory. So use your own words, but I'm also going to call out some words that you can repeat. So just starting here, I'm letting this go now, this memory. It's no longer needed. I'm not in danger. I'm not there now. There's nothing wrong with me and I'm okay. It happened, but it's not happening now. So I'm okay to release this memory now. And now you can move to the side of your eye if you're using this method and just repeat, I'm letting go of the sadness in this memory. I'm letting go of the disappointment in this memory, the frustration, the anger, the fears, all those fears. I'm just letting this memory go today. I no longer need it. I'm healthy. I'm strong. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm no longer in danger. And now move to under the eye. I'm letting go of the disappointments. I'm letting go of their words, their hurtful words, what they did, the pain, the suffering. I'm releasing this memory today. I no longer need it. It no longer has control of me. The busyness of December, all the expectations, everything everyone's wanting me to do, the fears, fear of losing the level of functionality that I already have, the resentment, the guilt, all the triggers, all these symptoms and what they're trying to tell me. I'm letting them go today. I no longer need them. I'm no longer in danger. And now, when you move to the collarbone, if you're doing it this way, even if you're doing it on your fingers or just holding your wrist, we go to positive affirmations. So you're repeating what you rather have instead of what's happening in that memory, instead of what's happening in your life, instead of what's happening with your symptoms. You want to do at least 3 to 5 positive affirmations here. Simple things like, I'm safe now. I'm okay. I am important. I'm loved and I'm lovable. I can heal my body. I'm healthy and I'm strong. And I can feel calm and light and playful, comfortable in my body, deeply connected with who I am and to others. A heart full of gratitude and steady energy. I can have everything I want and I have everything I need inside of me and I'm okay. And now you take a deep breath in, blow it out, and you can say peace, but you can also say any word that is significant for you. This is what we call an anchor word that you're telling your brain, this is what I want. Sometimes people tell me freedom, healing, calm, joy, whatever it is. You can use any of those words to be your anchor word. So a deep breath in, blow it out, say your anchor word, and then close your eyes and step into your happy place now, your happy memory. It may be holding your little baby in your arms, patting your puppy dog, stroking your kitten. It can be on a holiday. It can just be imagined if you want it, or it can be real. But I want you to step into it and see what you see in this happy memory. Feel what you feel. Notice the feeling in your body, the smells and the taste, the colors, the images, everything about this happy place and how good it feels. And now see if you can make that feeling even stronger, even bigger. Expand it. Let it fill every cell of your body, that feeling. And then what you want to do is send that feeling to you in the memory that you're working on this minor memory that you're working on. Send it to you there. Notice you're receiving it and notice how different you feel now. Send it to anybody else in the memory who's there with you, whether it's your child, a parent, your partner, whoever it is that's in that memory with you. Send it to them and notice how different it is for them as well. And now what you want to do is just notice what's left in that memory. Notice what's still bothering you in that memory. It's already changing. It's already different. But what I want you to do is I want you to say what you needed to say. Give yourself what you needed in that memory. So say, for example, it was support that you needed. It was a hug that you needed. It was comforting words that you needed. If it was somebody just to sit with you, whatever it was that you needed in that memory that you didn't get, I want you to give that to yourself now. If you felt angry in that memory and you had to suppress that anger and you weren't able to say what you wanted to say, I want you to go ahead now and do that. Express that healthy anger. Express what it is that you wanted to say. And watch the other person, how they're receiving what you have to say. Watch them and notice them changing as well, and you're changing as well. And now, what I want you to do is take a breath in again, blow it all out, holding your wrist, and saying your anchor word: joy, harmony, connection, whatever it is, and really make sure you feel it. Feel that feeling of your anchor word. Okay, now just open your eyes, and what we're going to do now, remember the rating that you gave your memory. We're going to go back now and see what your brain's done with that memory. So what we did when we went to that memory is we went to the neural network where it was in the amygdala, okay? And now that neural circuit will be starting to shift and change in the brain. So we're going to go back and check it, okay? So closing your eyes again, going back to this minor memory, and you remember you saw what you saw and heard what you heard and felt what you felt. There were smells, there were tastes, there were images, colors, the tone of voices, the body language, everything about it, and you gave it a rating. And now just notice what's left there. Notice what's changed and what's left. And if there's anything left there, you notice what it is. Hopefully all of them have come right down. Sometimes what happens is the memory's completely gone. It's difficult to even access it, to find it. It'll just be a blur. Sometimes your brain will be telling you there's still something left in that memory that needs to be resolved. So there's many different ways that we know that a memory has reprocessed. It will just feel different. It might still all be there, and you remember it, you recall it, but you just don't feel anything about it anymore. So many, many things can be happening. So I want you to just notice what's left there. Notice what it is. And then you just do another round to clear that, to bring that down. And remember, focus on what you would rather have. Okay. So just starting at the eyebrow point again, if you're doing it this way, or if you're just doing it here or on your fingers, and just repeat whatever's left there. So if there's still a little bit of sadness there, just let that go, that little bit of sadness. If there's still some resentment there, let that go, that resentment. If you're still noticing that busyness, the December busyness, just let that go. Is there still some fear there? Fear of the symptoms, fear of what others might say, what others might do, the expectations, whatever it is that's left there. Use your words and just release them. This memory. And then you want to say, thank you, body. Thank you, brain, for protecting me. Thank you for keeping me safe. But I no longer need this memory now. I'm no longer in danger. I'm safe. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm healthy and I'm strong. And I deserve to have joy in my life. I deserve to have lightness in my life. I deserve to have playfulness in my life, to have ease and comfort in my body, to feel that gratitude, a heart full of gratitude for the life that I've been given. I have so much to look forward to. Steady energy. Excuse me. I'm loved. I'm accepted. I'm important. And I'm a valuable human being. Now take a deep breath in, blowing it out, holding your wrist or tapping on your finger, and say your anchor word. My goodness, I've spoken too much. Okay, going to your happy place. Okay, so when you're ready, just opening your eyes. Now, I'd like a very brave person. I know you're all brave, but I would just like somebody, if they could unmute and share with me if there's anything left that I can help you with. Or if you'd like to share what's changed for you as well. And remember, we're helping others when we share.
I can share
Maren,
something.
thank
Yep.
you.
I probably chose, I thought it was an in-between sort of memory, but it was a fairly big kind of memory. But going back, like you said, the whole thing was blurry. All the other people were blurry.
Lovely.
And just I was in full color and bright, and I had like a golden light aura around me, which was lovely. And everything else was not important anymore. Like it just didn't matter what people said or what people thought or what happened, or that was really good, powerful. Thank you.
Beautiful. And that was like a moderate memory.
Yeah,
Was it a
yeah.
minor one? Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah.
Well done. Well done. And you've done this for a while, Maren, so
I have,
your
yeah.
brain's already trusts and knows that you can do this, and
Yeah.
it will make those changes for you.
Yeah.
the things that were bothering you in that memory, are they gone now?
I think so. Yeah, it just doesn't feel significant anymore. It's like not
And
important.
would they have been impacting you this year, do you think? Would they have shown up? Have they
Um,
already been bothering you?
Not specifically connected with this memory, but I think it's a pattern that follows through Christmases and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And that's what happens with memories in the brain. There'll be themes, there'll be patterns that will just show up in every event, right? Like
yeah.
with the parents, like with the children, like with the in-laws, like with the busyness, whatever it is, there'll be patterns, there'll be themes, there'll be um, similarities. But so for me, for example, if I was working with someone who every Christmas was just horrendous for them and they dreaded it, I'd get them to just slowly work through all the memories, all the significant memories of Christmases past, um, so that, we don't end up like the Grinch, we don't end up like the Scrooge, we don't end up,
Mm.
you know, that so we can just enjoy it just like any other day. Okay. Anyone else like to share their experience, or if you have any questions that you'd like me to help you with? I want you all to have a really wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Anyone about symptoms or any fears?
I can share my experience.
Thank you,
So
Claudia.
I won't give details. I don't feel comfortable
No,
giving
no.
details on the memory.
No.
But I found this is the first time I've done this. I found it super interesting that when I went back, I could see the person, but the emotions I had with that memory just were not there anymore.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Did that feel like a relief?
Yes, it definitely did. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And would there have been emotions that fairly regularly show up for you?
I
Is
would
there a pattern?
say a pattern, yes,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Okay. Okay. So one of the things you can do is notice that pattern. If it keeps showing up, every time it shows up, that same emotion and it bothers you, then just go through that technique again, and that emotion will come down every time. It's the best emotional regulation tool that I have come across. Really amazing. Super fast, super easy, and effective and lasting. Okay. Anyone else?
I just
Yes.
wanted
How
to
did you
ask,
go? Yeah.
um, so I wanted to mention first of all that I actually chose a memory that I hadn't even thought about and
Hmm.
since it happened probably, but so that was interesting. Just
Yes.
I guess sometimes you don't realize something you've been holding on to or that's been bothering you. But I wanted to ask, is the part about the sand castle something that you would repeat as well, or just the going back into the memory and doing the tapping?
When you're doing it yourself, I
Mhm.
would just follow the sequence. The sandcastle is a NLP technique, and what it does, the significance of it is when we first go to a memory, when we first kind of step into a memory, we can sometimes get stuck in a little bit of a trance of it, right? And we can't come out of it because it might be a memory that we've rehearsed and played and told everybody about and discussed it, analyzed it, over and over and over again. And so there's a really strong neural pathway for that memory. And so therefore sometimes we can get stuck in it, and it's difficult to shift it in the neural pathway. Okay. So everybody will do it slightly differently. So that's just a technique to help us to come out of the trance of that memory. Because if you start to work on a memory, but you're still deeply in the trance of that memory, it's going to take longer to shift and change. Okay, so remember, we're working with the neural pathway, we're working with neuroplasticity, helping the brain to change. So when you're doing it yourself, so there's like, most of the time what you'll be doing is using it in heat of the moment. So I feel this way. I don't like feeling like this. And then you'll use it to shift that feeling. You might use it in the heat of the moment for a trigger. I'm triggered right now. And you want to shift the sensation of that trigger, the feeling of that trigger. You can use it just like that immediately without using the sandcastle. Okay.
Okay.
When you sit down, so say you've decided, I really want to have a go at this, I'm going to make a list of memories to work on say a theme. I like to choose a theme and work on the memories on under that theme. Then I might use something like that. But you can also use a lot of different things, like when I got you to shake out your hands, shake out your shoulders, that's doing the same thing. We're coming out of the trance. When I got you to look around, moving your eyes, you can do that. Okay, it's just coming out of the trance of that memory, shifting that neural pathway. Thanks for that question, Jess. That's really important.
Yes, very interesting. Is this kind of like, as far as like the eye movements that we did, is this anything like EMDR?
Just that part of it, just the eye
Mhm.
movement part of it.
Okay.
And eye movements are used in many, many different techniques. We only know it in EMDR because we've become familiar with it being used in EMDR. But it's been used in neuro-linguistic programming, which is where I first started, for many, many, many years. So eye movements, we know from studies, um, to start, it starts shifting the neural pathway, starts shifting the neural network. So it's a really cool technique to use. Sometimes that's all people use, right? They just think of the memory and then they just use eye movements. So there's many, many, many different ways to help the brain to shift that neural pathway for that memory. Okay. All right. So if no one has any questions, we've gone a little bit over time, and please feel free to message in Messenger, email me if you need to. Any questions that you have at all, I'm happy to answer. Um, if you need any little tips or a little video, anything like that, I'm happy to make that for you. There's a few on my YouTube. And I wish you all a happy, happy holiday. And I hope this has helped you. And feel free to join in future ones. And just thank you all for having an open mind and an open heart and giving this a go. Thank you.
Thank you, Alita. That was great.
Thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.